Look at all the effort we're placing on one Supreme Court justice, right? And the reality is the Supreme Court only hears a fraction of the cases that are decided in this country. Now, albeit they are very important issues, but they are so wide-ranging that the effect that some of these cases have are it's not on a wide swath of people. It can be a very narrow issue that they are deciding sometimes, but it's based upon maybe a conflict of law or a political question or something like that. But I mean, they do not hear very many cases, and yet we are putting all this effort into the confirmation of one judge. And how many district judges are appointed? You don't see district judges having this kind of hearing. And district judges arguably have more day-to-day power on people's rights in the justice system, because think about it, especially on our clients in the criminal justice system. A federal district judge has the power to let in the evidence that ultimately is decided at the Fifth Circuit and then at the Supreme Court.
Surely, and I know that you know this.
Yeah.
The SCOTUS opinions, certainly ones that have stood the test of time, still matter to the everyday person and our everyday lexicon and how we deal with things. And so, of course, we've seen shifts, and now we're trying to put somebody in that could shift the way the Supreme Court thinks about things.
And when you think about it from a global scale and consider globalization and our international framework, the Supreme Court has historically been a sort of window for the international community on our American thinking, because it speaks volumes that.
But our president doesn't.
Right, our president doesn't. But
what about the op-ed this week?
Incredible. Incredible.
Incredible.
Yeah. Well, but I mean, look. But Kavanaugh. I mean, objectively, if you look at him, he is eminently qualified to be a Supreme Court judge.
All the CNN pundits said the same for the last 2 days.
And Merrick Garland, same thing. I mean, those two guys, frankly, in any other world, both of those guys probably would have been confirmed. In any other world, they would be
partisan politics.
Correct. I mean, but for where we're at right now, I bet Merrick Garland would be on and Kavanaugh would be on.
All right. Well,
but is it so bad that they're going through this process? I mean, I think that this process should be expanded for local elections too, and for other judicial candidates.
This is what this show's for.
but let's go specifically. How do we ever get if it's a Democrat president? I mean, look, the midterms are going to show some things.
I agree.
However, we still have vacancies.
Yeah, that have yet to be filled.
Right.
And are nowhere close to being filled. I mean, I don't even know if we have nominees for them. I mean, you look at the statistics, all the open benches that there's not even nominees for, much less a confirmation hearing to coming forward. There was something that the SEC has lost a number of employees, a number of appointed positions that have not been filled. The Securities and Exchange Commission.
We're being ugly
kind of
to each other.
Yeah.
Is this a safe space? I know there's cameras everywhere, but
it's a safe space until somebody calls in.
Well, that's true. But I think that in a lot of ways, some of the political turmoil and the things that we're witnessing now in this country and globally between the left and the right maybe are a catalyst. Like when you think of what a democracy should be and how we want to live as a society, maybe times like this are necessary for the next advancement. And so maybe that's me being optimistic, but I feel like maybe this is a good thing in a way that.
Or the collapse of society.
Well, all right. So there are folks that like Trump, or Trump lovers, or Trump haters. I think our country, weirdly, has become one or the other camp, which has no really notion of the notions of Republican ideas or Democratic ideas.
Are you thinking about
many of which can be mixed and probably enjoy the same ideas?